Today we're going to look at another note 3 and the calculation of depreciation. So in this question they give me a partly completed note 3. They often do that in an exam paper. These were old exam questions, so we can expect to get something like that again sometime. In this one, they had land and buildings and vehicles, and we had to calculate some of the missing items on here. Now, the first one is land and buildings. It's normally the easier one because there's never any depreciation. So we're just working with cost. And in this case, they give me an opening cost of 4 million. Tell me there was additions of 570,000, and I've got to work out the carrying value, but the carrying value is the same as the cost because there's never any depreciation. So I would also be the same figure as I would put in next to cost, and that would simply be the open plus the additions will give me whatever the cost at the end is. So it's the 4 million plus 570,000. So I can simply show it. Let's just make it a bit easier. 4 million plus the purchases of 570,000, and that gives me 4,570,000. So that was easy marks. You cannot miss out on those type of marks. When you start calculating depreciation, etc., it becomes more difficult. So make sure that at least you understand the land and buildings so that you get the free mark. Additions, there should be some information regarding that. Now, if I look at the additional information, they tell me what the percentage of depreciation, and it's 10% on cost. They just tell me we bought a new vehicle on the 1st of December, but no value. I want the value for the additions. So let's see if we cannot figure it out in a different way. Now, the formula that we use to calculate the closing balance, the cost at the end, would be the opening balance of cost, which is given, plus the additions, which I haven't got, less the cost of the item sold. So somewhere, if I can get that, I may be able to get to the answer at the end. So let's just copy the formula and then we put in what we've got and see what else we can find. Let's just get a clean sheet. Okay, so the formula to calculate cost on the is the opening balance plus additions minus the cost of the item sold or disposed of, and that gives me the balance at the end. So if I've got all of that, if I can find these figures, I may be able to do so. Let's see, the balance at the beginning, there it is, cost 576,000. 576,000. Additions, that's the one I don't know. So that is a question mark for now. If I can find the other two. Items sold, not quite sure. Let's see if I can find out what the cost of the item that we sold was. Under D, they tell me that is the extract of the fixed asset that is in respect of the vehicle sold. So on the fixed asset register, I will get the cost. There it is, 132,000. So the vehicle sold, the cost for the vehicle sold was 132,000. So I can put it in 132,000. And that would give me the balance at the end if I do that calculation. Okay, so if I look at Let's just see. They give me the balance at the end. There it is. The cost at the end is 564,000. So I can put it in 564,000. Which means now I've got everything except for additions. If I only miss one item in a sum, it's easy to work back to get to it. Start by the answer, which was 564, and then do the opposite. So if it was a minus up there, I'll plus it. If it is a plus up there, I'll minus it. So I'm going to take 564,000 plus 132,000 minus 576,000, and that will give me my cost of the additions, and that is 120,000. So I can show it on my answer sheet. What did I do? It was the 564,000 plus 132,000 plus 132,000 minus 576,000, and that gave me 120,000. Good, so that is how we get to number 2, the cost of the additions. So always, if you know the formula, go and put in whatever they give you. In this case, they gave me the balance at the beginning, the cost at the beginning, they gave me the cost at the end. So I could get 2 of the 4 items I want on the formula, which is opening cost, plus additions that I don't know, minus the cost of the item sold, gives me the cost of at the end. So I got the cost beginning, end. So if I could get the cost of the item sold, I could work back to get to the additions. And there they give me all the info of the item sold, including the cost. So I could put the cost in on my formula and work out the missing item, which is the additions. Now number 3 is disposals. In other words, the item that I sold. And there I've got the information for the disposals. But this disposals is at carrying value. In other words, cost minus the total accumulated up to the day of sale. They don't give me all the depreciation. Only they bought it on the 28th of February 2017. And the first year's depreciation was 13,200. So I must calculate the next 2 years to get to a total accumulated depreciation. So let's see how that will work. Okay, so the disposal, the depreciation for year 1. Year 1 started. There it was purchased 1st of March 2016. 1st of March 2016. And the year ends on 28 February. The year end is 28 February. If I go back, there it gives it to me at the beginning of the question. The year end, 28